That's right. Reticulating splines. Digitizing our signal. Engaging mimetic filters. Yes. Soon our broadcast will be anonymously sent to all Foundation personnel, at least those active at this time of day. Ah, you're here. Good to see you, everyone. Welcome to another Office Hours stream. Congratulations if you were here yesterday and you realized, oh my lord, I'm right on time. Amber, yo, good to see you. Cyrus, my syntax is always proper. Otherwise, I mean, come on. The Foundation database would not accept sloppy syntax. Come on, keep track of yourself here. A random creature is heading to the Minecraft movie. Beware of flying chicken jockeys, I hear is the situation. There's a lot of that going around. Blizzard, good to see you in the chat. Mothman, I'm tired of being angered, Dr. Sherman. Look, when you pay us back the $350, we'll stop hassling you. All right? It's bad enough you won't stay in your containment, but now you owe us money. You're a problem. Fix it. Where am I right now? I'm out on a surveillance gig. I'm out of the lab for a moment, but our target is having dinner across the street, so my job is just to keep my head down and keep an eye on them for when they come out. So they went in. We probably have about 25 minutes before they finish their meal. Why don't we just stick random SCP items into 914 to upgrade them like the skeleton key? I'm just having fun. The one thing we don't do with anomalies is just have fun. You see, we can't throw things willy-nilly into something that we don't know how it will react. Testing is important, but we're not crazy, you know. So we throw something in there, we don't know what's gonna happen when we put it on fine or very fine or rough. It's not a good plan. We like predictability here, normalcy at the Foundation. To answer your question, no, making enemies with the eldritch horrors, divine deities, and demon lords is half the reason I even exist. You need to chill out. You're making our job of containing these things much more difficult when they're ornery, okay? You leave them alone. Leave Cthulhu alone. Ansan, good to see you. 2 a.m. your time. Oh, that's late. I'm doing well. We're in daylight over here. Zerdrin, good to see you in the chat. Thank you for being a member. Excuse me, why would you throw SCP into 914? That's what I said. Phenaris, the Soul Wing. It's a complicated name. Sounds like an anomaly. Sounds like you need to be in Foundation custody. Art Girl 999, you were one of the first introductions I had to the SCP Foundation. Thank you for being so amazing, Dr. Sherman. Well, I'm happy to hear it. I'm glad you're with the community. We do good art things, and it's good for art people to be involved in that. Also, keeping the world safe from anomalies. Very important. Andrew, it's your first time catching a live? Welcome. Our lives are very sporadic. It's important you hit the bell because you never know when I'm going to go live. Except today and tomorrow. I decided 5 o'clock today, both days I would go live, so keep an eye on that. But otherwise hit the bell because it's whenever I have free time, and between experiments, between paperwork, you never know when that's going to be. Hey, Dr. Sherman, when was the last time you saw Reggie? Reggie has been in a coma for ages, unfortunately. The whole bucket test thing, it tried to do some things shouldn't have done. It was risky. It didn't work out. We're hoping Reggie recovers and returns to the site properly. Oni Mask, thank you, of course, for being a member, and I see your question here. What is the purpose of Pegasus Rising in 5886, and is it a critical part of Site 42 or just a little pet project? Pegasus Rising is, I wouldn't say a critical project for Site 42 as much as just, as much as any experiment or project is the foundation, we're working on things. And in 5886, Pegasus Rising is looking at dimensional travel. It's a universe where interdimensional travel isn't as easy for the Foundation as it is in other universes. So you want to open a portal, you want to know where it goes, you want it to open to the right place every time. That takes practice, that takes rehearsal. And so for Pegasus Rising, that's one of many portal projects that Jim Biggio happened to get involved with. And I've got it in my phone notes, so I can't look at it since I'm talking to you on my phone. But that's the Pegasus Rising project is slowly going to be altered to have a slight difference because there's another SCP with, I think it might be called Pegasus Rising in fact, or it has a very similar name, but it's another portal project. And so we're gonna make it so that you can link from one article to the other by linking those two together. I just have to get time to write it. Boopy cutie, I'd love to be an MTF. Well, if you would like to be on a mobile task force, you need to make sure you are well trained in the art of combat. Once you are there and you are ready for your conscription, we'll come to you because we come to you, you don't come to us. Now, on the other hand, if you're looking to be a male to female, then that would include getting proper request forms for SCP-113 at the Gender Switching Stone. And if that's the direction you're going with that acronym, then you need to talk to the on-site therapist. Make sure you've got all your paperwork in order. It's covered by Foundation Medical. You just need to dot all the I's and cross the T's. I don't know what SCP-2386 is, Xena, so I don't know how much trouble you're in. Surrounded by an instance of 2386. You only say one instance, so it's hard to be surrounded by one thing unless you're inside of it. I hope that's not what you're dealing with. Species of diminutive humanoid entities. All instances vaguely resemble simplistic humanoid dolls made of fabric. So living fabric dolls. Related to botflies and silkworms in biology. I hate that. Butterfly moth wings. The dolls are capable of flight. I hate that. Okay, so you're not surrounded by one instance. You're surrounded by multiple instances, a hive, so to speak. And so, mating season, hate that. Do they attack you? Do they hurt you? Do they put bugs in your stomach and make you blow up with bugs? Violent upon denying access. Made references to being a host or lost. Lost, not a host. Well, it looks like you need help. It seems like they're burnable. I suggest fire if you're in an emergency. Otherwise, Don't destroy them, put them back in their box. As we do, we contain. That would be my first suggestion. I don't remember what 053 is, Dan Craftable, I think your name was. Is that the witch girl? No, that's not the witch girl, that's a different girl. All humans who make eye contact with, physically touch, or remain around 053 for longer than 10 minutes will become irrational, paranoid, and homicidal. Directed at 053, but they will die after doing so. I remember this one. So, no, we're not going to test that because it's all 035 is already a problem on its own. We're not going to have to combine it with another anomaly like 053. Just keep them in their separate boxes. It's not that hard. What's your favorite SCP? Oh, your name went away, so I can't say your name. But my favorite SCPs are always announced at the end of the stream, which is 17 minutes from now. So if you stay that long, you'll get your answer. Scrolling to the bottom of the chat. Husam Rafat, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself some kebab on your way past the commissary. What happens if you drop 096 in the self-cleaning pool? So I imagine before 096 was fully dissolved, it would jump out pretty quick. It's very resilient, but the difficulty in transporting it and not looking at its face, even if we bag it, it's too much of a risk to try. Plus, we don't destroy anomalies on purpose because then we can't study them. We're not like the Global Occult Coalition, so we're not going to try to destroy it. Dust in the hair. Dart Maniac, I have not heard of the TTRPG called Eureka. That is news to me. I've never heard of this. I am familiar with the television show Eureka, which has very SCP Foundation vibes, in case you're curious. If you're looking for TV shows like the Foundation, while we don't have an SCP TV show because we're a creative writing community online and we need a lot more funding. Part of what I'm trying to do with Site 42 is to build a platform enough that we can fan fund these things, but we're not there yet. We're working on our way there. We need more Markiplier MatPat money to get there. So one day at a time. But if you're looking for that fix in the meantime, not only Cabin in the Woods, a wonderful SCP-esque movie, but go for Eureka. It's a wonderful sci-fi show. It's very lighthearted most of the time. So it's like if the SCP Foundation were a mostly happy place where murders happen. Warehouse 13 is another great. It's basically SCP Foundation, the show. So enjoy those in the meantime. And when we get our shows done, I'll be the first to let you know. Cherry Bite, you're asking a strange question here. Honest question, if Pokemon were anomalies, how would you contain the legendaries without use of Ultra Balls or a Master Ball or any type of Pokeball? So first of all, I mean, we have a lot of containment boxes. We have boxes for everything. We have different kinds of boxes. Just because it's not a ball doesn't mean it's not a box. But when we're looking at the SCP-ification of other media properties, the first thing we do is look at how they contain their anomalies. And if you could just stick a legendary in a Pokeball, then, I mean, why wouldn't we use that? It's right there. It's so simple. That being said, I mean, we've contained a lot of weird things in a lot of weird ways. So you put a flying bird, you lock its wings, you tie it up. The bird's not gonna fly. Put a muzzle on it, it can't shoot its laser mouth. Put the electric bird in a rubber room, that kind of thing. It'll be fine. Am I dead? Oh, there's a pulse. We're good. Death Battle community came up with this popular matchup, Wonder of You from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure versus SCP-096. What's your opinion on it? We talked about this in yesterday's stream. Did that come from the Death Battle people? I did not know why that question was asked. I guess I know now. They did a couple of months ago Doomsday versus SCP-682, which I believe 682 won. But okay, I'm not familiar with JoJo, but we talked about it yesterday, so you can check yesterday's stream for how I rambled about that for a minute. Do you have a favorite group of interest? Well, Shrimp, you know, they all are against the Foundation mostly, so I can't say I'm a big fan of any of them. But, think. I guess the Serpent's Hand is nice enough if they weren't trying to do the whole making everyone know about the Foundation thing and about the anomalies. Like, the Wanderer's Library is pretty cool. They won't let me in anymore. Jerks. The GOC needs to stop destroying anomalies because we can't study them, so that's annoying. You know, how do you have a favorite when they all suck? You know what I mean? I guess the Shark Punching Center because they're kind of funny. Wow, chat really do be moving fast. If you had to say, what is the biggest project the Foundation has ever done? Well, Destroyer, I mean, there are stories in the Foundation of worldwide apocalypses that we've had to do something about. A very popular one right now that was just covered by the Exploring series. Is it 8654? I'm going to their Red Division right now to see what comes up. Exploring series. I was right, 8654. 8654, the whole world basically ends, and it's our job to keep things running. So I would say that's a pretty large undertaking. And considering the crazy thing that ends the world there, I think we did a pretty darn good job. Until you get to the end and realize that we're actually bastards. But yeah, most canons that happens. The Foundation is the good guys because we do the bad thing for the good reasons, and maybe you don't agree with the good thing we're trying to do, but that's your problem, mister. Long story short, go read 8654. It's basically a new When Day Breaks. It's so good. Boopy Cutie, you can stop spamming that question. I'm glad in your universe you can say that without being disappeared, but for us, it doesn't work like that, so I'm not discussing that. Eerie5, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself an eclair on your way past the commissary. Can I eat SCP-131? Why? Why would you want to do that? Now, to be fair, I can't say with certainty that it's not possible to eat 131. As far as I'm concerned, they are made of... Aren't they made of inorganic materials like metal or plastic? Yeah, they are basically machines. So possibly that would be bad for your health. But even if it were not bad for your health, I would say no, because we're not going to destroy the anomalies so you can have a tasty snack. Next question. Dora something. I'm a big fan. Well, that must be very convenient for whoever has you in the house cooling down the place. Probably saving a bunch on air conditioning. Who would win in a fight, SCP-6101 or SCP-God? I'm not familiar with 6101, so that's going to be the first thing I look into. Uh-oh. Nope. Do better. 6101. 6101. Esoteric, Thaumiel, Disruption Class Eki, Risk Class Danger. Too powerful to be contained. Left in the care of his family until the next time the Foundation should call upon him for assistance. Used by the Department of Public Relations to aid in post-veil operations. Most powerful SCP, his name is Ethan Prosper. 9 years old at time of writing. The full extent of 6101's powers are unknown, but he has displayed capabilities such as flight, super strength, invisibility, and all the powers of the Marvel superheroes. He is anomalously brave and capable of doing anything he sets his mind to. 6101 has 2 guns which he carries with him at all times. The guns, which he has named Fear and Loathing, shoot bullets made of pure light and darkness, respectively. His dog Heidi, subdesignated 6101-01, is the second most powerful SCP. Fiercely loyal to 6101, protects him from anomalous organizations who want to use his powers for themselves. You know what? I believe that it's highly possible 6101, being literally the most powerful SCP, could beat SCP God. I'm just throwing that out there. I think 6101 easily wins. On top of which, one-shots the Scarlet King. Done. Robin, thank you for being a member as always. Good to see you in the chat. Ever played D&D with your senior researcher colleagues, Theron? Maybe your campaign could include a fictional anti-mimetic entity, a false Hydra. So, while D&D night at the Foundation does get wild, it's difficult because you never know who's bringing in anomalous dice of some kind. I mean, after the SCP-7000 Comet test was based on probability, there are so many anomalous dice in Containment now. It's ridiculous. So the games have gotten a little tense at times, but overall, it's friendly enough, especially with enough application of anomalous libation. May I hang out with SCP-999? Well, Reyna, I would suggest you put in an application form for a 999 respite with your supervisor, and we'll see how it gets passed. Dr. Sherman, have you seen Grilled Cheese, a D-Class, on YouTube Shorts? Some people are theorizing that he's an SCP. He seems to be able to survive any SCP encounter. I have not heard of this. Interesting. If I type grilled cheese, oh, okay. Interesting.
Hello, my name is Glitchy, and I'm the US SCP Foundation. Being here would be better, and I'm still not sure why working here was included in the estimates. But I get to experience a lot of creepy stuff, like the weird letter that was going down and down forever with the baby crying in the water. They gave me a big flashlight with a lot of food and blending to strike it for weeks. Didn't like the baby crying though, so I pulled out my speaker that I still gave and turned it up. So I came down here to the bottom. Couldn't see anything, so I turned around.
Well, I'm gonna have to check that out. It looks like an interesting time to say the least. Is it okay? There's a couple videos here. Good to know. Not just a one-hit wonder. Interesting. I'll look into that a little bit later. Let me save that where I can find it. Pop, save to playlist. All right, we'll come back to that later. Let's turn back on the ambient sounds of the Foundation. Oh, what am I doing? Why am I playing that? SCP Soundscape. In case you didn't know it, on the Site-42 Red Division, where you are right now, YouTube, we have what we call the SCP Soundscape. It is an hour-long Sounds of a Containment breach that you can use in the background of your SCP tabletop games and such. Cool. All right, so that's a better soundscape. All right. Robin, thank you for your donation. Make sure to grab yourself some ravioli on your way past the commissary. Have you heard of humanoid anomalous entity not yet documented or contained that is essentially a human unconsciously manipulating the probability fields around them to avoid being harmed? I believe we have some of that in the SCP-7000 contest as well. Funny how probability keeps coming up today. So I would suggest looking into that. But I've heard a little bit of this here and there. Maverick the Dragon, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself some Haagen-Dazs on your way past the commissary. If I was an SCP, how would you be able to contain me in Site-42? We have at least a couple dragons in containment. Some of them are in normal containment cells. Some of them are like people who transform into dragons, and we have them caught in their human form. That way it's easier to hold them down. And of course, sometimes we have to contain the dragon within their abode, like a cave or something that we lock down so it can't get out. So don't worry, dragons are easy business around the Foundation. It's getting aggressive out there. Game on. What SCP stories on the SCP Wiki do you highly recommend? Well, first and foremost, make sure you look at the playlist of SCP readings we have here on the YouTube channel, because I won't read an SCP on the channel if I don't think it's at least a little interesting. So check that out first and foremost. Are you in a gym or something? Wow, good job guessing. Yes, my stakeout is at a gym today. I'm making sure that they haven't left. I'm getting close to the end of their mealtime, though, so I'm going to have to follow them to their next location. So this is about the end of chat. If you have any more questions, now's the time to get them in. I've got about 2 to 3 minutes left tops. Balaclava Polak, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself some baklava on your way past the commissary. Have you ever been put on research or observation on 610 and any interaction with Polish Foundation sites? So I don't have any interaction with the Polish sites, although the Foundation's very interconnected. I've read some of their articles before. Meanwhile, I've not had to work on 610 very often. I did do a little research into clandestinely what the GOC is doing with 610 down in Antarctica. They've got a whole thing going on there. You can find that out in the SCP-5K game. And so I'm keeping an eye on that because I worry about what the GOC is going to do to mess that up. What's that there? Monster Sec, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a mini meal on your way past the commissary. What's your favorite SCP, if I may ask? You are a minute away from hearing my favorite SCPs. I'll tell you very soon. Let me finish these donos real quick. Robin again, thank you again. Also, now that I think about it, contained anomalous humans Foundation provided outfits would most likely resemble clothes provided by a psych ward, and the Foundation doesn't want its contained entities harming themselves. Correct. If they wore clothes like that, it would be a situation, not like D-class robes, but like different colored D-class robes. I think they're mint green. I believe they're mint green D-class jumpsuits, basically. More scrubby, I think, less scratchy than the D-class jumpsuit. All right, we made it to the end of stream. They are getting ready to finish up, so I've got to follow them to their secondary location and make sure they don't get away. So, in that case, let me end by saying, what are my favorite SCPs? Well, not the ones I wrote, because that would be cheating. Obviously, I love them like I love my children, but if you want to read my SCPs, you can go to my author page on the SCP Wiki, the Sherm's SCP page. That is the articles I've written. I love them. Go enjoy them as much as you like. Also, while you're there, check out our Site42 Patreon and all. It helps me keep the lights on and keep our editors, Charles and Synth, going so we can keep providing you these SCP videos every day, every week, as much as often as we can. Finally, my favorite SCPs are, in no particular order, SCP-3999, SCP-3043, SCP-008-J, SCP-Spooky-J, SCP-5031, SCP-5175, SCP-5320, and SCP-8980. Although, warning about that last one, it is one of the most effed up stories on the SCP Wiki to date. It is horrifying to read. It breaks your heart. It scares the hell out of you. 8980 is messed up, man. So, one more time I'll say them, and I warn you again. 3999, 3043, 008-J, Spooky-J, 5031, 5175, and 5320 with 8980 as a, it's great, but warning, it's horrible. Ugh, gives you a heart attack every time. Oh, need just a moment to, Man, the flashbacks are tough, guys. The flashbacks are really tough. It's messed up. If you've ever worked a job, it's messed up. All right. Time for me to get back to my surveillance. So I will see you guys tomorrow. 5 o'clock is the next stream. We know when it is. 5:15-ish. It's always flexible. But I will be here tomorrow, so I'll see you then. Take care. Josie's on a vacation far away. Come around and talk it over. So many things that I wanna say. I like my girls a little bit older. I just wanna use your love tonight. I don't wanna lose your love tonight.